What's up guys, Kyle here again, and today it's time to respond to some of your guys' comments. Real quick before we get started, if you look below this video, you'll see that I finally opened a merch store. It only took me about a year after you guys started mentioning that you'd like to see some belligerent amateur merch for me to do it, but you know what? I finally decided that I should get some stuff out there. If you guys want it, I should make it. So, down below the video, you can see my spring store where I have all sorts of stuff. I threw together a few belligerently amateur designs for you guys that I kind of thought that you would like. Some of the slogans of the channel are available on t-shirts. They're available on tank tops, hoodies, coffee mugs, even iPhone cases, which I kind of just threw that out there for fun, and a bunch of people bought them already, so that kind of surprised me. But yeah, super excited to finally have a merch store live. I ordered a bunch of samples of the stuff that I created so that I could kind of, you know, model them here on the channel, because I am just a very handsome person in general. So just kidding, I kind of look like a gremlin if we're being honest, but still, I'm going to sport some of the merch here on the channel so you guys can see what it looks like. And if you guys purchased any of the merch below, I want you guys to send me pictures, and I'll make sure to start featuring you guys in my weekly Friday videos, such as the viewers' comments and the FAQ videos, because I really appreciate those who support the channel, and I think it'd be awesome to see you guys sporting that belligerent amateur merch out in the wild. So if you guys do buy t-shirts, hoodies, anything, make sure to email me some pictures down at the email in the description of this video, and you guys will be featured on the channel as soon as I get those pictures and I make a Friday video. So thanks so much for your guys' support. As always, appreciate you. Let's jump into the comments. Bones says, old tech now. It's like you just discovered an old TS-808. Everyone has already used it for 20 plus years, lol. YT have you cash and you bought that, question mark? Okay, lol. Yeah, I think we are all already know that tech by now. All right, where to start on that, because it was really hard to make sense of what you were trying to say. So I guess that's point number one, make coherent sentences. Number two, is the Kemper old tech in the sense of it was introduced, you know, what, about 10 years ago now? It's been almost a decade. Yeah, sure, and lots of things have come out since then, but the Kemper is still the most popular profiling tool out there. I mean, the Quad Cortex may overtake it at some point, but they can't seem to produce them fast enough to get them into people's hands for them to become a mainstay or to become the more common or widely used product. So the Kemper, for now, I mean, every studio still has and uses a Kemper. Many touring professionals have and use a Kemper. I got to go backstage at the Exodus and the Testament show in Cleveland a couple weeks ago, and guess what? Testament was using Kempers on both sides of the stage. So is it old tech in terms of how long ago it was released? Yes. Is it old tech in terms of being relevant? Absolutely not, man. People are still using these things left and right, and you guys have honestly showed me how much interest you have in me creating Kemper profiles by the amount of people who downloaded the free profiles that I put out with my video earlier this week. There will be many more profiles to come. That was just kind of a silly comment, and especially because you likened it to a TS-808, which the TS-808 and TS-9, which are, you know, very, very close to the same thing, are pretty much the most widely used tube screamers still to this day. So you kind of played yourself on that one, dude. You kind of shot yourself in the foot with the point that you thought that you were trying to make. But anyways, I appreciate the comment because it helps the algorithm. Thanks, Bones. Jesse Gamble says, hands down, one of your tastiest opening jams yet. Thank you, my man. I very much appreciate that. That comment was left on my Engel Sinister 5 2 Notes cab pack video that I put out a couple of days ago, and those really are my new favorite like metal impulses. They are so bright and cutting and just really aggressive, and I really dig them. But as far as your comment, Jesse, that track is actually called Benevolence, and it's on my band Bushido Code's full length, which you can find in the Spotify down below. So if you guys want to check out my band Bushido Code, I know I haven't talked about the band much. We've been on a little bit of a break, finding a new bassist and everything, but it sounds like we're about to get things going again here very soon. You guys can find that Spotify link again on, you know, all my videos. It's in the description of every one of my videos. If you like some of the demo tracks that you guys hear, I usually use Bushido Code songs just because they're easy for me to track something real quick, and I know it's gonna sound good. And speaking of that, Mist Di Santo says, hey Kyle, your guitar tone is amazing as always. but this time I'm demanding to talk about the bass guitar tone in the beginning. Seriously, please. So for that recording, my bassist used a Fender Mexican jazz bass with Duncan quarter-pound pickups in it, and when we recorded, we just recorded a DI, and when it was mixed, they put a dark glass B7K Ultra pedal on it, and I believe that that's it. I mean, other than some compression and EQ that you're gonna find in pretty much any bass production, it really was a very simple signal chain, and I agree, man. The bass on that recording stands out. It's got a nice growl to it. It still fills in the low frequencies. It's nice and punchy, so yeah, I agree that that bass tone sounds awesome. I wish I could say that it was my doing, but it wasn't, because I didn't record the bass for the track that you guys heard, but that's a very similar bass tone to what I would typically go for anyways. So yeah, the dark glass is no joke, and I don't really think that you can go wrong if you're recording heavy music with a jazz bass, because the jazz bass just really seems to bring out that high-end aggressiveness, scoops out the mid frequencies, and provides just enough low end to fill out the frequencies of the recording. I always, go for jazz basses. I have 2 of them, and that's pretty much all I use for my recordings. So yeah, thanks for the compliment on the bass tone. Mr. Sinister asks, Kyle, how much do you cut at 700 and 4K? He is referring to a comment I made on that same Angle IR pack video that I was speaking about for the Sinister 5. I made a comment that I cut frequencies around 700K and around 4K just because that's what I saw when I was looking into certain videos on how to basically EQ your guitars correctly to fit in a mix. And one of the more common things that I saw was somewhere around 700K, somewhere around 4K. There are some annoying frequencies in there. Now, they're not exactly at 7, they're not exactly at 4. They're gonna vary a little bit depending on, your guitar tone, all the variables in there. So what I do is I make a really narrow band, I put it at 700K, I bump it all the way up, and usually I'll bump it back and forth a little bit and just kind of find wherever the frequency is the most annoying. It usually makes kind of almost like a high-pitched like screech or something, and then I'll dial it down, and I usually cut it by about 3 decibels, and I feel like that seems to be just enough to kind of get it out without sucking too many of the other frequencies with it. And I'll do the same thing at 4K. Usually it lands somewhere around just over 4K, 4100, somewhere in there. But yeah, that's really all I do for the guitar tones that you guys hear in my mixes. I try not to EQ them too much. I try to get it as good as I can at the source. Even so, my room and my monitors are kind of bright, so I always feel like my guitar tones are kind of bright and cutting, and then I'll take them and listen somewhere else and they seem a little bit dull. So that's something I really would love to get, a dedicated room where I can kind of get some room corrective software going and some actual sound treatment. Right now I don't have that luxury, but I am kind of looking for a studio to start doing my videos and my editing and my mixing and everything in, so hopefully I can get things a little bit more accurate here in the future. But for now, those are really the only 2 frequencies that I touch for the most part. Obviously, I'll do a low and a high shelf like everybody does for high gain guitar tones and most guitar tones in general, just to make sure that they sync right into the mix, not stepping on the bass frequencies, not stepping on the cymbals. But yeah, I don't know a whole lot about mixing, but those cutting those frequencies always seems to make the guitars just fit in the mix a little bit better. It takes out some of the weirdness that can be found in some of the guitar tone frequencies and just makes it more pleasant overall in a mixed setting. So hope that helps. Rich Kalura says, thanks for doing this. Can't wait to hear other amps you do in the future. Honestly, man, my pleasure. I am having fun doing the profiling thing, learning something new. I've had a lot of people reach out to me with feedback and tips and tricks on how to dial in your captures or your profiles with the Kemper and everything. So I really feel like I'm learning a lot. But a lot of people seem to be really happy with the free profiles that I gave away on my Kemper video earlier in the week. So that makes me happy too. I mean, if you guys think that those sound great, that's awesome, and I just hope to only be able to improve from those. So my first pack should be available this weekend with the Barton transmission video. I plan on making that go live either Saturday or Sunday. I was gonna do it last week, but got kind of caught up in another project. So I'm definitely going to at least give you guys 1 or 2 of those profiles for free, and then I'll put the paid pack up as well if you guys want to expand that pack and check it out for yourselves. But really looking forward to what the profiles bring. I hope to maybe be able to understand the process a little better as time goes on, and maybe do some mix ready profiles and kind of just, you know, grow my knowledge of capturing the amps properly and grow my knowledge of what you guys expect from a profile pack. Like I said, I like to try to keep things simple, let you guys add in your own effects and EQs and everything like that after the fact, because if I were to do that for every profile pack that I'm gonna make, I'm already struggling with enough time to be able to do all of my YouTube related stuff on top of everything else I have going on in life. So I really think that simple is going to be the key to be able to consistently providing you guys with Kemper profiles of all the awesome stuff that I have access to here. But that doesn't mean that I'm not open to growing the skill set, growing what I'm able to provide for you guys, and hopefully, you know, providing you guys with some awesome profiles that you can use not only in your live rigs and stuff, but in recordings. And if you guys do purchase my Kemper profiles and use them on recordings, I am more than happy to hear what it is that you guys are working on, because I think it's really cool that people would be using, you know, stuff that I create in their musical endeavors. That's actually, somebody sent me a song that they did with the profiles, and it was just cool to hear, you know, kind of a little bit of my work used in a real scenario by somebody other than me. It was kind of humbling, and I really enjoyed it. So you guys are going to be seeing a lot more coming from me as far as the profiling and stuff goes. Really looking forward to getting into that, and really hope that you guys enjoy what I have coming up. All right, guys, we're gonna keep it brief for today. Thank you guys so much for watching this video and watching all the other videos on the channel. If you did participate in the Kemper profile testing, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate all the feedback that you've given me. If you guys have purchased anything from the merch store already, I really appreciate that too. It's crazy to me. I think I've already sold something like 30 shirts or something, so the fact that I haven't even put it up, announced it on the channel yet, and you guys are picking this stuff up, again, very humbling, super cool to me. Can't wait to see pictures of you guys sporting the merch out in the wild. So if you do pick something up, be sure to send me a picture of yourself wearing it so I can feature you on these videos. And as always, keep leaving comments on the videos, giving me something to respond to for these viewer comments episodes. I really enjoy them. If you're not subscribed, go ahead, hit that subscribe button and the bell notification, and hit the like button on the way out. And if you want to support what it is that I do here, down in the description of the video are all my support links, all my affiliate links, like my Sweetwater affiliate link. And of course, now you can buy merch. Pretty soon my Kemper store will be down there. There'll be all sorts of ways to support the channel, on top of adding your name to this list and becoming a Patreon member. All the Patreon donations get put back into gear that is used on this channel. Every now and then I do some giveaways. I'll probably be giving away some merch here within the next month or so. So that is a fantastic way to support the channel, and I appreciate each and every one of my Patreon members. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Kyle here again. We'll see you next time.